everyone and welcome to our channel. If you're new here, my name's Lauren and this is Jo, and in this video we're going to take you around the Valley of the Kings and some other special sites in Luxor.
Remember to like and subscribe for more tips and tricks on how to travel the world on a budget. After paying, what was it, £4 Egyptian each?
Yeah.
For the little train, took us about 2 minutes, if that.
110% walking distance, but there was no one else walking, so whether they just rope you all into doing it or not, I do not know. The tickets to get in here, we're just about to go into Tutankhamun's tomb. He is a separate ticket, that was £300 Egyptian each, there's flies everywhere. On top of the admission ticket, which is £240 each. So it's pretty much wiped us out already, hasn't it?
Yeah.
There's two other tombs you can pay extra to go into. We weren't too fussed really. One of them's Sete,
and that's meant to be a really beautiful tomb, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's 1,000.
But it's very expensive.
That's £1,000 Egyptian to go into separate.
Which is about 40, I think.
Yeah, about 40 something pounds. So we just decided to go into Tutankhamun, which we're outside now. We've had our GoPro taken off of us because they don't like you taking cameras or filming equipment or anything like that inside. So we're going to film all this on the phone. You are allowed to use your phones for personal use, but they just want you to pay extra for taking a GoPro in and stuff. It just gets too expensive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Silly really, but hey ho. Quite steep, and they're not steps, it's like a ramp, so you've got to be quite...
It's like a rabbit hutch.
Yeah.
Some of them are a lot better preserved than others.
But they do try and film the bits in so you can see what it would have looked like, with obviously the original bits as well. Say you go so far underground, it's very warm down here. You know, it's not like the blistering heat warm, but it's stuffy. I'm surprised everything's been able to be like as well preserved as what it has and how warm it is down here.
So this is the largest collection of tombs of Egyptian pharaohs.
In one place.
In one place in Egypt, yeah. There's 32 or 30 named ones, so pharaohs that we actually know the names of, and then 62 altogether.
Yeah, which they don't know who they are. And then you can enter 9 as part of your ticket, but you can choose 3 of them 9 to go into. And then there's the 3 extra that you pay for on top, like Tutankhamun, Sete the first, and Ramses second?
Fourth, I think. Not sure. I'll write it down.
It's not very, it's well signposted, but on the board it doesn't tell you which tombs are open and which ones aren't, which ones you pay extra for. So it's not until you actually walk all the way and get to that tomb that it'll tell you on top if it's open or not.
just come from Valley of the Kings on a tour of the West Bank, and now we've come to
another temple. I can't pronounce
or something, he said. And we've not paid for the train this time because it was about £2 and it took you 200 metres.
Last time.
So we weren't very happy with that.
The tickets to get into this temple are 140 Egyptian pounds, so a bit cheaper than Valley of the Kings. I don't know how much there is to this temple, to be fair, but obviously, like of anything in ancient Egypt, there's always really nice photo opportunities. The trains and stuff that you do see, they are part of the complex, so it's not like external people trying to get money out of you to do it. It is part of being here.
It's just for lazy people.
Yeah. More steps in this heat. So they're trying to kill us off.
We're trying to work out if we brought enough money out with us.
We brought like probably about £80 worth of money out with us, and we've definitely spent it all already. There was no way I wasn't going to go in Tutankhamun's tomb though, to be fair, just because you know it's him, and his mummy's in there as well, so that was worth it just seeing that. That's why his mummy's in there, you know. When you do come to these places, you'll find there's a lot of locals here. I don't know if they pay to be here, I don't know if they're paid to be here, but they're here. And they'll be asking to take photos of you, asking if you want photos with them, and that's fine, as long as you're willing to give them a tip after. Maybe they aren't interested,
sometimes they won't give you your phone back until you give them a tip.
It wasn't so bad in the Valley of the Kings. There was a couple of people taking you around, but they weren't really asking for tips after. I think they were just making sure you were touching all the walls.
Yeah.
Places like here, temples, things like that, they're everywhere. And obviously whenever they want to do anything for you, they'll want a tip afterwards, which is fine if you want a photo with them. Just remember to pay them after, or you probably won't get your phone back.
Yeah.
You'll find as well in a lot of these sites, they're still digging up the place, so there's quite a lot of, not rubbish,
Excavation tools and
in that little hole there. You've got ladders, scaffolding, tools. There's also quite a lot of research everywhere as well.
Yeah.
So I noticed that. Where was that? In the pyramids? Cleaning things.
There's a Polish team here as well.
Yeah.
Polish group of researchers.
Yeah, which is interesting really, because it just goes to show they're still finding stuff. A lot of the places are off limits to the public. To say how big the areas are, like the Valley of the Kings, you're only allowed to go to a certain amount of tombs. But it is enough, you don't need to go to any more because you end up being there all day. There's loads of tombs up there as well. On the mountain range, when you can't go up there, but you can see all the entrances to them.
A lot of the Egyptian people buried a lot of their families in small, tiny little tombs as well along here. Basically just caves and then rocked up the walls. But obviously they didn't get preserved. Welcome to the Valley of the Queen.
Yeah, the Valley of the Queens, a lot smaller. We're not too sure if it's the same as before where you only have access to 3 tombs or not. We're going to go find out in a minute. They didn't really tell us, did they?
No.
Just as hot though.
I think there's a bit more of a breeze, to be honest. So there's quite a few queens at this place. One of them's Nefertiti, and that one's about 1,400 Egyptian pounds, I think.
Extra to go into each, which is a good like £50, probably more.
Yeah, so that's the royal wife of Ramses II, which is the great pharaoh.
To be fair, I think it might have said 1,100 and something. Well,
It's still a lot.
Yeah, a lot more.
Okay, it cost 100 each just to come in here.
Yeah, which is half the price of the Valley of the Kings, but it is half the size, so we were expecting that. Everyone else has to duck to come in here. I don't. Ow. Just to sit his head. So I'm apologising for these sweaty sunglass marks, but I want to be able to appreciate this without my sunglasses on. That means you get to see me looking like a sweaty mess.
Hello.
Anyone here, it's so weird.
So quiet.
It's almost like you have the place to yourself. It's scary how quiet it is.
Well, you and the mummies. There's not even anyone here.
I feel like we need to whisper because of how quiet it is in here.
Yeah.
It smells weird.
It is so quiet just in here. After finishing the Valley of the Queens, we've just come back and we're going to go and sit by the pool, maybe have a pizza.
We paid our guy 500 Egyptian pounds, which is quite expensive, but he was so lovely, wasn't he?
He was lovely. We had him yesterday as well.
Yeah, he didn't take us to any of the tourist traps or anything like that, because they always, a lot of the taxi drivers will take you off somewhere and try and sell you perfumes or whatever.
He didn't even ask for a tip, which made us want to give him a tip.
Yeah,
so.
and he's been with us all day, taking us around all the different sites. He was originally asking for about 350 Egyptian pounds, which is about £15.
Yeah, each Egyptian pound is a little bit less.
100 Egyptian pounds is £4.60. But you know, he's been with us all day, and he does a lot of diving when he's not here, but because of COVID there's not been any people to teach, so we've been coming here to do taxis instead. And he was like showing us him cleaning up all the sea and all the beaches and stuff.
All the beaches, picking up all the plastic.
Yeah, and all the swimming with the sharks, so that was it for us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not only did he not take us to no tourist traps, but he also cares for the environment, so we gave him a decent tip.
So as soon as we got back into the room, I've just been stared at by a creepy man that's on my bed.
Our cleaners have drawn us. Oh.